Gently, we'll all come to just starting in a comfortable seat. So here, feel free to put a prop underneath the hips, pillow, block, blanket, and elevating the hips, helping them to open, lengthen the spine, or no prop, just coming to your comfortable seat, whatever that looks like tonight. And let the lower body feel rooted, landing in this moment. Settle down the eyelids. And gently notice if you're leaning forward or back, or right or left. And draw yourself to center. Little micro adjustment here. Inhaling like you, without changing a thing, begin to notice how the air is moving through your body. And exhaling, just feeling anything that stands out to you, noticing. And collectively, we'll all take a deep inhale, fill up. Biggest inhale you've taken all day. An open mouth, audible exhale. Once more, inhale, fill up. And exhale, let something go. Inhale, send palms up overhead, palms touch. Exhale, draw your hands to heart center, thumbs into the sternum. I invite you to set an intention for tonight's practice. And perhaps you dedicate your practice to someone or a cause on your mind. And feeling this energy from your heart space. Open up the palms like a book, pinkies touch. Feel the energy flowing out of the heart space and inward, allowing yourself to receive as well, giving and receiving. And gently sealing the palms, wrapping up any thoughts. We'll send the palms up overhead, reach up. And then exhale, let the hands land at the lap. Hands can come over the thighs or knees, or just right in the lap. We'll drop the right ear to the right shoulder, releasing the neck on the left side. Let the ear fall heavy to your shoulder with the assistance of gravity. And if you find you lose your tall spine, you have the option to send the left hand out to the side, tented on fingertips. Noticing here, if that serves you, you can always draw the palm to the ground, slide it closer to your thigh, and drawing the shoulders slightly down and back, little micro movement. And hands can also come behind the back, holding forearms or opposite elbows. Just noticing if it helps to keep you in your tall spine, relaxing the hands at your discretion. If you notice any extreme use of energy, feeling elongation on the left side of the neck, head heavy. Letting the day melt away. Noticing here, the subtle sensation might be radiating through the neck, down the shoulder, all the way down to the fingertips. And relaxing the jaw. Slowly release the hands if you have them interlaced or holding elbows behind you. Send right palm up over the head. Place it just above your left ear. A little bit of pressure guiding the right ear closer to the right shoulder. Little self-assist here, relaxing the left hand. And feel the stretch deepen. Boosting blood flow, oxygen to the brain. Releasing stress that we carry in the shoulders and the neck. And maybe just tension from how we were seated or working, maybe over a computer. Maybe a funky position from napping, whatever you were doing. And feeling the tissue soften. We'll gently press our head into our hand to come up right, release the right palm, finding a little transitional movement. Lift left slowly, slow, steady, no motion. And slowly guiding your head forward, looking right. And gently back to center once more over the left. And coming right back to center, we'll drop the left ear to the left shoulder. Hang out here, or feel free to find that anchor, bringing the right hand out to the side, letting the left ear fall heavy to the left shoulder. Noticing if you'd like to change up the hand, if you have it extended, maybe it comes behind you, resting at the low back. Maybe you have the hands in opposite elbows or at the forearms behind you, just finding your variation here. And relaxing into it, let the left ear fall even closer to the left shoulder. Goal is not to have the ear touch the shoulder, but just to really open up the neck, release tension there. And coming into quiet. Relaxing so much so, maybe you drool. Nobody's told me that they've drooled yet. No shame if you come to that level of relaxation. That's an envious level. And we'll send the left palm up overhead, just above the right ear. A little bit of pressure in the hand, very light, guiding the left ear closer to the shoulder. Relax the right hand. And feel the sensation on the right side of the neck, maybe even in the chest, shoulder blade, radiating down the arm. The sensation may vary depending how tight you are. Very little weight in the hand here. And slowly coming upright, press your head into your hand to come up. Release left palm. Find that slow, steady no, looking right. Protecting your cervical spine, moving slowly forward, looking left. Once more, making way over to gaze right. And coming back to center. We'll find a few rolls here, just a little more transitional movement. Drop your chin into your chest. Begin to roll out your neck, making half circles, V shapes, or full circles, depending on how tight and warm you feel, just depending what serves you here. So feel free to stop anywhere along the way that feels like a nice release to you. Really letting the day go. Feeling those snaps, crackles, and pops like a little fireplace. Evening it out. And coming upright to center, feel free to join us if you need a little more time there. Join us when you're ready. We'll take a supported child's pose. So if you have props, keep them handy nearby. Pillows, a stack of soft clothing, blankets or towels, couch cushion can all work well here. And we'll draw the knees together to begin. So knees together, toes touch, big toes at the back of your space, hips over your heels. And you'll send the forearms forward, belly over the thighs, forehead comes down either to the ground or on top of a prop. And you can slide the prop far in front of you just for support under the head, or maybe fully under your face. You can also have a prop under the arms, maybe blocks or a pillow that's wide underneath the elbows and under the forehead. Feeling the arms supported, taking pressure off the shoulders. And begin to notice your knees here, feeling if there's any pain, discomfort in the knees. You can bring the hips higher, placing a blanket underneath the thighs on top of the calves. And if the surface you're on top of is bringing any discomfort to your joints, feel free to put a blanket underneath the knees. Reaching the crown of the head forward, tailbone behind you. Coming into your variation. Feeling a long spine here. Sometimes it's nice to have a little height in your child's pose and really let your shoulders relax. If there's still discomfort in the shoulders, feel free to swim the arms behind you, palms up and palms by the feet for embryo, drawing the shoulders back. And settling in here, begin to notice if you've held your breath or if it's changed in any way. Taking a deep inhale, deep exhale, slowing it down. At any time that you find the mind wandering in your practice, I invite you to come to a counted breath. Counting to 6, together we'll inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhaling 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And once more in your head. You can add more seconds if you prefer. And not getting too fixated if you end up falling under or over that count. Just a way to come into the now. Feeling the spine nice and long here. Belly heavy. Low back releasing. We'll slowly begin to rise to sit on our knees. So walk the hands towards the knees. Use your palms to press yourself up. Head comes up last. So gently roll up. And protecting the spine, head comes up last here. We'll swing the legs out in front of us. And send the right foot to your left inner thigh. A bend in the right knee can be nice here. We're going to fold over the lengthened leg. So if you would like to stay upright, a deep bend in the knee is a really nice place to begin, especially if you have low back tension. And you can have the foot flat to the ground or toes in the air. You might put something under the foot or against your foot. Just personal preference there. Both are safe. And you can have the leg totally flat to the ground as well. So being mindful of any hyperextension in the knee. You'll flex your toes towards your face if the leg is completely flat to the ground. We'll inhale, reach up. Exhale, twist and fold with a flat back over the lengthened leg. Notice here when you begin folding, the sensation in the low back and the knee. If you'd like a little micro bend in the knee, maybe you stack palms under the calf, or you slide something underneath the knee. And the forehead can come down to the knee. You might put something on top of the leg so you can fully surrender. A long cushion, a bolster, pressed against the top of the foot at an angle can be a nice place to rest the head. And relaxing the hands. And if you want to fold a little deeper, maybe the bolster comes all the way down and you lay over the bolster. Reaching the crown of the head towards the top of your foot. And feel the low back release, hamstring release. And over time, you might remove your props or add on. So know that nothing's a permanent setup here. You have that freedom to add on and take away at your own will. And if you're folded flat with your forehead at your knee and you're not using any props, maybe hands come around the calf or the foot. Press your heel away from you, toes still flexing in. And draw the elbows in close to the leg. And just feel the length here. So really pressing that heel away from you until you feel that you are forcing it, and then just relax into it, letting the low back grow softer and softer. Being mindful not to force any shapes here. And just being and breathing. This is one of those postures that's really great if you've spent a lot of time sitting. And it helps to really open up those places that don't get a lot of attention when you sit. So in a way, we're seated now, but it's one of those smart seated postures. It's laughable to say, we sit to undo the sitting. So this is smart sitting. Slowly come on up, gently roll up. Head comes up last. We'll take a little twist, gentle over the bent knee, gaze over the back shoulder. And we'll take a side bend here. Two options. You can drop the left forearm to your thigh, reaching up overhead towards the crown of your foot, or you can bend straight over to the left side. You could still relax your arm on your thigh or put a prop outside of the thigh, maybe a stack of things under your armpit, and move directly to your left. So if you'd like to move in the direction towards your left foot, crown of the head will reach towards your foot, and there's a little bit of a twist. Either way, you're getting a lateral side bend, and the left palm may come to your right thigh if you're going for the twisted side bend. So you have a little bit of twisting, crown of the head reaching towards that left foot, right forearm resting on your head or maybe palm behind the head. And if you've taken this variation, you can put the prop outside of your thigh, drop an elbow, make a fist, rest your head there. If you've taken the variation where you're just leaning directly to the left, you can also prop an elbow and make a fist to rest your head there, keeping the side body active, keeping tension out of the neck. Anchor the right hip down. And feeling free to add props or take away as you need. Notice if you're holding your breath at any point. If you've taken the twisted variation and your hand captures your foot, draw your heart forward. So just depending how warm you are in the body, Really anchoring the right hip down, the knee should stay grounded. And just let the sensation evolve. Witnessing how when we stop forcing something, how suddenly something just happens. Take a deep breath wherever you are. And observing in silence, how is the mind? Are the thoughts racing? Can we bring them back to the attention of the breath at any time they begin to chase the thoughts chasing each other, one after the other, just coming back to the breath. And it's okay to have thoughts, just acknowledging when they arrive and when they disappear, not getting carried away by them. And slowly come upright, moving with care. I'll send the right leg long. If you'd like a little movement in between, you can grab your left foot and cradle the foot in your arms or your shin, just kind of move the hip a little bit. And sending the right leg long, sole of that left foot comes into the right inner thigh. So just changing sides here and noticing if you'd like maybe something under the hips. We're all a little different side to side. Noticing if you'd like a bend in the knee right away, or maybe the legs flat. You can always put a rolled up towel or blanket under the knee if a block is too hard, or if you don't have blocks. Just anything, maybe just stacking palms under the calves right away. Inhaling, reach up. Exhale, twist and fold over the lengthened leg, crown of the head reaching towards your foot, belly over the thigh. Maybe here you add on that prop if you want it. And the top of the foot can really anchor a bolster to your forehead if you stay upright. And we don't all have bolsters at home, so a long pillow, a sturdy box, that maybe a cardboard box, if you throw a blanket over it, can work. You can get as creative as you want with props here. And then gently, you could even use a strap around the foot and the head, keeping tension out of the head, and lowering the forehead down to the knee. And if you're already in it and I'm just rambling the options, let my voice just be a little bit of background. Reaching crown of the head towards top of the foot. Feeling that low back and hamstring release. Kind reminder to relax anywhere that you're really gripping or maybe feel that you're forcing. Letting go of effort. Allowing yourself to soften moment to moment. And coming back to your breath. And with each breath, as you feel the tissue soften, maybe you reach the crown of the head forward and fold a little deeper on the exhales, or just breathe deeper. Witnessing how this shape evolves, how the body begins to open up. Feeling a slight sensation of heat and stillness. And gently, slowly roll on up, head comes up last. Take a gentle twist over the bent knee. Gaze over that back shoulder. Moving into our lateral side bend, option to drop the forearm to the thigh, reaching left arm up overhead, draw elbow up and back. Anchor that left hip down. Maybe the right palm comes to left thigh. And noticing your depth here, drawing the chest forward. Maybe you make a fist, have that elbow on the thigh and relax your head here. You could put a prop on top of the thigh or outside of the thigh. A tall block can be nice. Or a bolster. And if you're moving directly to the right, if there's any tension with a little twisted variation, with the crown of the head reaching towards your foot, then just moving directly to the right, so in line with where your hips are placed. You can plant your palm on the ground for support and then relax your hands. So having something under the armpit can be nice to really have a grounding sensation, or just something under the forearm. And softening into it. And maybe you explore both options, staying upright or folding as deep into the side bend as feels good to you. And each side may be very, very different. Honoring the differences and not forcing the shape to be the same on each side is a nice approach to the practice to keep the body safe. Exploring each side as if the shape is brand new to you, even if you've done it many, many times. And if it is brand new to you, you have a true gift of witnessing how the shape evolves and becoming in tune with the body. It's easy to get familiar in your practice in a way that doesn't serve you. Allow each moment to feel brand new. And just feeling the sensation evolve. Any pain, you back off. You feel in your intuition to go in a little deeper. Go in and gently, and maybe you surprise yourself. Trusting the process and having patience in the process. And slowly we'll all come upright. And you can find a little movement in the hip if you like, bringing that right foot to your left elbow crease or into the hand. A little bit of cradling here. Cradle the hip a little bit. And then gently, we'll send the legs into a wide leg forward fold. So both legs long in front of you. Option to place a prop under the hips for this one. If there's any low back pain, folding forward, might stay a little more upright. Deep bend in the knees to begin, and then straighten the legs to your comfort. So folding to the depth of your comfort. And if you'd like to elevate the hips, feel free to find that prop underneath you. And here, options to fold over a prop, maybe at an upright angle or super low. And if you'd like to, you can place, you can use the wall under the legs, place yourself up against the wall so you wouldn't fold, but you can have the same shape in the legs and bring the low back to the ground with legs at the wall, your full length of the legs against the wall, toes flex down towards your face or slightly in, and you will feel the hips open here with a tall supported spine. You just won't be folded forward. So if you're folding forward, same thing, just like we folded over the lengthened legs, except both are in front of us this time. So if you have a deep bend in the knees, maybe you put something under each side, and ideally the same height, starting higher and then working lower. So folding with a flat back. And if you haven't already, you can inhale, reach up, exhale, fold, hinge at the hips, lead with the heart, fingertips come down, reach the crown of the head forward. Add or take away props, noticing maybe you want something on top of something, stacking as high or as little as serves you. A block at an angle can also be really nice here. And once you can't fold flat anymore, you can round the chin into the chest. And then notice if there's any discomfort in your neck. Would you like support under your head? Dropping elbows down, interlace fingers, relax your head there. So if you have no props at all, you can always stay a little more upright. And noticing if there's any odd sensation in the knees, keeping a bend in the knees. And feeling this release in the low back and the hamstrings, heart forward, little sensation in the abdomen, long spine. Relax your shoulders. Relax your hands, maybe flipping palms to take a grip out of the hands. And you might feel okay just dangling in space with the head. So just being really honest with yourself if you want a little layer of comfort, a little support, maybe a block under the head, maybe those interlaced knuckles under the forehead. If you're really warm and bendy today, you can stack palms, lower your forehead over your palms if the ground is close to you comfortably. Inhaling, sending the crown of the head forward. And exhale, fold a little deeper. If you're at the wall, just being and breathing, and you can always have bent knees at the wall. And finally, you get some silence out of me. Rooting down into the ground here, feel the legs soften, low back soften. Shoulders soften. Noticing throughout the body where any sensation stands out to you. Can you soften just a little bit more? And gently, slowly begin to roll up if you're folded. If you're at the wall, you're welcome to stay there. And we'll draw the soles of the feet in for butterfly. You can take this at the wall, sitting upright or on your back if you'd like to make your way to your back. Drawing the soles of the feet together, let the knees fall out wide. So if you're sitting upright and you want to stay upright and fold forward, you can bring palms outside the tops of your feet, reach the crown of the head high, and then hinge at your hips, folding flat until you can't anymore. Elbows might come to your knee creases. Relax your hands. You might put a bolster or pillow on top of the feet to fold over, or again at an angle, supporting the head high upright. And it's okay to round your back here. You'll have different experiences in the pelvis. So you can have an internal or external rotation in the pelvis. You'll really have both in this shape. So no, it is safe to round your back, paying attention to where the stretch is happening and what you prefer, what feels best in your body. Blocks or pillows under the knees or one block under the feet can be nice as well. And if you take this down to your back, same thing with the props, one under the feet or under the knees, or you can even have a bolster underneath you at your low back, opening up the heart, the shoulders, just laying the head and the back over that pillow, little elevation here, letting hips open up. And at the wall, you'll feel gravity really guiding the opening of the hips with the blood flowing down. And the full support of the floor underneath you is really all you need here. You're welcome to put sandbags at your hip creases. The low back sealed to the ground. Relaxing your hands, whatever variation you took. Get out any last wiggles. And enjoy the stillness like a cocoon. Unhinge the jaw, keep a part between the teeth. Let the tongue fall from the roof of the mouth. And if you have any pets nearby, hopefully they come and make a nice sandbag on you for you. If that's something that you welcome, pets in your lap can make a nice improvised prop or just a nice comforting companion in your practice. So when I say sandbag, literally a little bag of sand is often used in yin to help to release with gravity. It's like a little weighted bag. And it doesn't have to be filled with sand. It could be filled with other things, but just a little bit of weighted pressure to assist with the gentle release. It's a nice addition at home. And you can control the intensity. And if your ankles begin to bother you here because of a hard surface the foot is against, feel free to snuggle a blanket, t-shirt, something soft under the foot. And then just settling back into stillness. No guilt for making any movements or adjustments. Just nourishing yourself here. And then gently, if you're folded forward, come upright and slowly make your way to your back, sending the legs long. And then you'll prop your knees up so you have a bend in the knees if you're making your way to your back. If you're at the wall, send the right leg up and you'll find you could have a bend in the knee here as well. We're going to take figure 4. So figure 4, on your back, you'll send the left ankle just above the right knee. Walking that right heel towards the right glute, press the left knee away from you. And you can still be on top of a bolster for this, or you can remove it, just finding your comfort level. Figure 4 at the wall. The right leg is up, and you can press the foot into the inner thigh, bringing it closer to the wall, thinking tree pose here. Or having the knee bent, drawing the left calf into your chest. You might slide a little bit further away from the wall, and your hips might lift up a little bit. So finding the sensation in the hip and the quad, hamstring, and controlling the pressure. So you control the intensity here. And if you're not using the wall and you want a little more, you can always guide your knee into your chest using interlaced fingers around the thigh and relaxing the body with the exception of your grip here. And the right foot can come off of the ground. Maybe you flex the foot to the ceiling or relax your leg on top of something like a chair or a bolster stacked on top of 2 blocks, like a little table. Can make a nice resting place for the leg. It's a gentle hip opener, nice release. And relaxing the hands wherever feels comfortable. Option for a twist here. If you'd like to take a twist, you'll let the legs fall to the right. So sole of the left foot will come down to the ground, right knee to the ground. Shoulders are grounded. If you're taking the twist at the wall, legs will still fall to the right. Make sure you have enough space on your side for the leg to come down. And the right knee might stay against the wall. You can twist to the depth of your comfort. The twist doesn't have to go fully to the ground unless you really want it to. So you might have a little bit of scooching you do away from the wall, and then press the left knee towards the wall. Right knee can come all the way down to the ground. It might be wedged against the wall, just an inch off the ground, but your shoulders are grounded here. Your right heel might be compressed against the left glute. No pain, no discomfort, but like a nice little wedge that keeps you in line, in place, and just relaxing. You may feel a little bit of a quad stretch here as well. Feeling the twist from the core, little length in the psoas. Option to drop your left ear gaze over the left shoulder and release the neck. And slowly, we'll bring the legs back up if you took the twist. So left knee comes up in the air. If you're at the wall, the right foot might come up against the wall. And we'll switch sides. So left foot will come down from the right knee, and right ankle will cross just above the left knee, whether you're on the floor or at the wall. And then option to stay here with the foot on the floor or the wall, pressing right knee away from you. Maybe you straighten the left leg against the wall, or if you like, you can straighten it towards the ceiling, interlace fingers behind the right thigh. You can always put your calf on top of a chair of the lengthened leg in the air, or a bolster on top of 2 blocks can work, like a little table. And so here with the figure 4, you can keep a foot grounded at the wall and relax your hands, and the wall will create enough stability to help open up the hip, keeping the low back to the ground. It might lift off a little bit, so just being mindful of the spine here. So using the pressure of the wall can replace the interlacing of the hands, allowing you to fully surrender. If your hands become tired from gripping, this is a nice option. And just letting yourself relax into it, witnessing the different side to side in the hips. You can flex your toes towards your knees and then relax them. Notice if there's any clenching in the jaw. Keep a part between the teeth here. We have a nerve between the jaw, or connected from the jaw to the hips. So if you have tight hips, you probably have a tight jaw, and vice versa, which is most of us. Then gently, if you'd like to take the twist, let the legs fall to the left. Now, if you're at the wall, you might scoot back just a little bit, letting the left knee come down and press the right knee away from you. Option to release the neck, gaze right over the right shoulder, so right ear comes down. And just being and breathing. Wherever you are, take a deep inhale, fill up, and deep exhale. And slowly make your way back upright with the legs. So you might draw the knees into the chest, unhook the ankle from above the knee, and then come into your final resting shape. You might take both legs up the wall or send the legs, finding a traditional Shavasana, legs long, arms long at your side, or taking any other variation. Maybe feet come together for that butterfly shape. And if you really want something more awakening, feel free to come upright to a comfortable seat. Whatever you choose, make your way there, get out any last wiggles. And my voice will gently guide you out. Please enjoy these next minutes in silence. Shavasana. And if you're ready to move on, wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, rock your head side to side. Make your way slowly up to a comfortable seat if you're truly moving on. Otherwise, feel free to stay and rest. Stay as you are. Perhaps you roll to one side. And if you're moving on, adjusting to your comfortable seat, begin to notice the change of sensation from when we began to now. Just feeling the energy in the body, in the breath, in the mind. Letting the lower body anchor down. Begin to lift the crown of the head high and feel the heart lift. And inhale, reach the hands up high, reach for what you want. And exhale, pull it into your heart center, palms together, thumbs to sternum. I invite you to revisit any intention you may have set for tonight's practice. And revisiting the thoughts of anyone you may have dedicated your practice to. Take a moment now. Thank you for sharing your practice with me and showing up tonight. It was truly an honor. So grateful to be here in community and thinking of those in need right now. Together we bow. Namaste.